apparently there's a new law that targets Christians. I want to do more Christian content. So let's check this out, man. I'm actually interested. What kind of law is this? And it ain't nothing new because Christians been getting targeted since day one, even still to this day, fam. People still attack us. Let's get into this, man. You know the Lord gonna protect us. Let's get into this. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. Drop some comments too as well, man. It's a conversation. Have conversations in the comment section.
Hey guys, Colin here, and welcome back to Fight for Truth, the channel where we bring you Christian commentary about the things that matter. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a horrifying...
Go and check them out. Check them out, especially if you want to see this video uninterrupted by me. Go and check them out to watch this in full.
...new set of laws in California that, if passed, will inevitably target Christians. The first thing we need to recognize here is that California has become an increasingly more difficult state to live in for people with common sense and, more specifically, people with Christian values.
Most cities, NY is supposed to be bad too, as well. As well, it's supposed to be bad. The tri-state area is starting to get crazy.
In the state are frequently just as immoral as they are self-absorbed. For some good case studies, just take a look at Gavin Newsom, the state's governor, and Nancy Pelosi, who's a longtime congresswoman there. Both are high-profile Californian politicians, and both are ethically bankrupt, to say the very least. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the progressives in California have taken their hatred of biblical values to the next level. This time, they have decided to propose 2 new laws that will actively persecute biblical Christians if they are passed. And by the way, stick around to the end if you want to see how much these insane laws are going to cost Christians in California who pay their taxes. I won't keep you in suspense, so let me tell you what these laws are.
Yeah. I'm about to say, they charging Christians? Like, Christians are getting more taxed?
Law number 1 is proposed legislation AB 957. And this law governs which parent will get the child in the event of a custody battle between 2 former spouses. But here's the kicker. This law makes gender affirmation a deciding factor in cases like this. In other words, if you are a biblical Christian and you don't believe that your child should be allowed to transition into the opposite gender.
Oh, no. What? Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. They'll take the kid from you. What? So for having Christian values, they'll punish you. Wow.
There's a good chance that your child will be taken away from you. Just let that sink in.
That's crazy.
Perhaps some of you don't believe me. Here's what the law says verbatim. In custody disputes, the court will consider, quote, a parent's affirmation of the child's gender identity as part of the health, safety, and welfare of the child, end quote. So get this. Not only are they suggesting that the affirmation of your child's gender confusion is important, no, they are saying that it's just as important as things like caring for your child's health and safety. So if you are a terrible person who hates your children and wants them to be unhealthy and unsafe, according to this law, that's pretty much just as bad as disagreeing with their gender identity.
That's insane. That is ridiculous. And let me put this disclaimer out too, because YouTube be on some, YouTube be on some ish. I personally do not care what you do with your body as an adult. It's not up for me to decide. I don't care. I have no hate for any community. That's not the way I work. I have no hate. Again, none. I'm not targeting any community. I have no hate. Fam, if you want to do whatever when you're adult and call yourself whatever, I can't tell you what to do, right? As for the children, my only opinion on that is let kids be kids. Let them live their lives. And when they're adults, they whatever. Okay? Just do whatever. You want to make that decision, cool. If I had a kid, it would just be my duty to best guide them up into that point, and then hopefully I did a good job. Right? That's how I feel with that. So I have to throw that disclaimer out just so YouTube don't 86 my ish. I'm not targeting or trying to go at any community. I'm not telling nobody what to do. I just have an opinion. I'm not saying who's what's what. That's not me. This video is for educational purposes and for me to defend the Lord.
Think about how insane that statement is. And why on earth should any government have the right to take custody of your child away from you on the basis of this factor? This is effectively forcing Christian parents to choose between their children and their faith. And if you disagree with modern gender identity, you are someone who does not care about the health and safety of your child anymore. You might as well be actively harming them. That's how this law will view you as a Christian parent. So hear me out, guys. Let's just think through some of the implications of this law. First, this means that if you have a spouse who is divorcing you on account of you disagree with transgender ideology and whether or not your kid can be trans, that parent not only gets to divorce you, but they also get to keep the child. And as if that wasn't bad enough, now that parent has all the incentive in the world to encourage your son or daughter to continue being transgender. What could possibly go wrong here, I wonder? Second, notice that there is a slippery slope just around the corner here. That's always how it starts out, right? It starts out with just custody battles. In fact, more specifically, just custody battles where the child identifies as a different gender than they are biologically. So these are pretty rare cases, right? We're not expecting a lot of them.
That's crazy.
Well, sure, that's probably true.
There's going to be people that's going to use that to their benefit, right? Knowing how woke things are, knowing that this is a stipulation, and they're going to use it to target Christian families or parents who have strong Christian values. That's a fact. That's a fact. Look at how people use the court systems and how they view women, right? Right. Look at that. Look at how all the times women will go in there and lie, or just anything. There's people that will lie. Anyone who gets power, there is always an opportunity for it to corrupt them. That's just facts. That's the way it goes, right? So I think that you're going to be given a certain belief system. And when I say belief, I mean, as far as people that's just on some, I'm going to be nasty. If you don't follow what I say, then I'm going to try to destroy, right? They're going to use this manipulative tactic to ruin lives, man. Ruin childhoods, ruin parenthoods, ruin everything.
True. But why should we think that it would stop with just these cases? You see, once the law has been established here, they now have precedent to change the law anywhere else it suits them. Suppose a parent has a child who identifies as transgender, and they want that child to attend church so that they can hear the gospel and be taught the word of God and be corrected where necessary. It used to be the case that the parent gets to decide which religious ideals their child will be taught. But not anymore, because you see, that parent is not just disagreeing with their child's worldview. No, they are jeopardizing the health and safety and well-being of that child. And therefore, it is perfectly reasonable, given the definitions established by this law, that Child Protective Services, for example, would be able to take the child away and bring them to a new home with different parents who support the LGBT world.
That could be so bad, bro. I did a documentary on, I can't remember the name of this family. They had like a weird last name, right? But they was like a woke family, and it got revealed that they was doing nasty, disgusting things with a camera and their woke friends, right? And that's not me saying to anyone who's from a certain community, but there's going to be nasty people that's going to use this to manipulate the system to get their nasty off. That's what's going to happen, fam. And that's a real concern, right? That's a real concern. Also, people that's just going to manipulate the system to go after Christians.
Worldview. This is what's at stake here.
Wow.
What about adoption? Suppose a Christian couple wants to adopt a baby. If they do, a government official is going to come into their house and judge whether or not they are fit to bring a child into their home. And if they disagree with transgenderism, then their home is disregarding the safety and well-being of any child who steps foot into it. And therefore, they shouldn't be allowed to adopt. Do you see what I'm getting at here? This is what the enemy does.
Yeah, this is a crazy tactic right here. This is some next level war move right here, in my personal opinion.
According to Jesus, the devil was a liar from the beginning and the father of lies. John 8:44. He's a thief who comes to steal, kill, and destroy. John 10:10. And the Democrats in the state of California have evidently aligned with his demonic mission fully. They will not stop with just this law. This pernicious worldview will not rest until all Christian influence in society is wiped out, at least on the things that really matter. But this isn't the only law.
That's crazy. Oh, there's more? Oh, no. Wow, there's more.
That they're hoping to pass at the expense of Christian values. The other law is perhaps even more shocking. This one is entitled SB 729, and it has to do with health care coverage in the state of California. The law says, quote, a policy of disability insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses shall provide coverage for the diagnosis and treatment of infertility and fertility services.
Wait,
end
what?
quote. So what is all that legal mumbo jumbo actually?
Yeah. Like, I'm good at reading and understanding, but that after a while, I was like, what? Huh? Why are you speaking another language to me?
Mean practically? Well, among other things, it covers the cost of fertility treatments for people who aren't capable of having children. But Colin, I don't see what's so bad about that. Correct. On the face of this, there seems to be no obvious issue for most people. The problem is that the law does not just cover fertility treatments for infertile heterosexual couples, a man and a woman, as you would expect. No, it also covers the fertility treatments of homosexual couples. Now, surely it doesn't take a rocket scientist to explain why that's insane, but let me give it a shot. Since most people—
They're going to help people create kids? Like from scratch? I'm just asking the question. Is that what they— Nah, that's crazy. That is definitely, yeah, that's anti-Christian like a mother ever. Whoa.
can't process basic definitions in modern society, let me clear some things up. A heterosexual couple, a man and a woman, is the only kind of couple that is capable of producing a child ever. There are zero exceptions to this rule.
Right.
The Lord made them male and female, Genesis 1:27. By contrast, a homosexual couple is never able to produce a child between themselves, ever. And there are zero exceptions for this rule as well. So when someone needs fertility treatments, it's because they are infertile by comparison to other people in a comparable position.
It sounds like they about to help people create children. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't want to speak from not knowing, but from my perception of what I'm hearing, that's what this sounds like. And that's crazy. Like if you want to adopt or whatever, right? And you can't provide a good home for a kid in need, that's always an option, right? But now you going to create one? Is that what they're saying? Let me stop pausing. I want to hear him break this down.
That's why, for example, we don't give fertility treatments to chairs because chairs aren't infertile. They just weren't designed to have babies. And in the exact same way, a homosexual couple is not infertile. They're simply not biologically designed to bear children, ever. So to imply that a homosexual couple is somehow in the same category as an infertile heterosexual couple is so incredibly asinine and frankly offensive, it boggles the mind. The logic here is non-existent. It's like saying that a bullfrog is the same thing as a Boeing 737 airplane because neither of them know how to tie their shoes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And once again, I'm not talking to any community. That would be the wrong vocabulary to use.
This would only make sense to a person if they've lost the ability to formulate a rational or ethical thought. And guys, this is what life looks like when you abandon God. Does the Bible not say that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom? Proverbs 1:7. So it goes without saying that when you abandon God, you abandon the way of wisdom. And that is precisely what we're seeing here. But this gets even worse because if you're a Christian—
Oh no, it gets worse? No, come on, man. Come on. So yeah, just for that for that portion, what I'm saying is an extreme, right? It seems like that's what they're hinting at with that.
Christian in California and you pay your taxes, that means that your hard-earned money will be used to pay for gay couples to have kids. If you believe that a stable two-parent household with a mother and a father is ideal and biblical and the best way to raise children, just know that the state of California not only completely disagrees with you, but they have no problem using your money to accomplish that end. And let's run some numbers to see how—
Oh, nah. That's crazy. Come on, you're not even allowing people to have their own opinions now. Oh, no, you're going to support this community. You got no choice. Whoa, that's scary. That's mad scary. Yikes.
How much this is going to cost Christians in California. Here are some of the most popular fertility treatments and their costs. IVF, or in vitro fertilization, costs $15,000 to $20,000 per round of treatment.
Dang.
Egg harvesting and storage costs $7,000 to $10,000. And surrogacy, which is an option that male homosexual couples would have to pursue, costs a whopping $100,000 on average. This is what the state of California is using your tax money to accomplish, so that small...
That's insane. That is crazy. If all of this is true, I'm telling you, we head into scary times. We head into some scary times, bro.
Impressionable children can grow up in unnatural and sinful households that hate God and the values given in his word.
That's crazy.
These laws...
That kid didn't even know what the heck he was doing.
Are absolutely an attack on Christian values. So here's my question to Christians. What exactly is it going to take for you to stand up and say enough is enough? Does the government actually have to come into your house and threaten to take your kids away for you to finally see what's happening here? You see, while most American Christians...
That's crazy. Well, he cooking though. But this is crazy.
Are sipping lattes at their local seeker-sensitive church, listening to a pastor in skinny jeans tell them how to follow their dreams or something like that.
I don't even know what it says. That look funny. That just look. I don't know if it's like sermons is hitting. This is definitely a youth pastor. I'll tell you that much. He definitely started as a youth pastor, without a doubt. Hey kids, want to see what's cool? The word. Oh, the youth pastor used to put on VeggieTales in my church when I was a kid. Let's throw some VeggieTales on. VeggieTales? Holy smokes. Was my man a Bible Man? Man, I feel like doing a breakdown on Bible Man. I feel like going back and watching that and doing a breakdown.
That the woke LGBT movement has been changing society at a fundamental and legislative level. And while most Christians are arguing against videos just like this one because my tone is too mean and hurtful, the LGBT movement has been taking action against Christian values. And make no mistake,
I didn't hear a mean tone at all. This whole time he was extremely calm.
Mistake about it. These are just the first of many laws that they will try to pass. So if you attend a church that refuses to speak clearly on these social issues, I recommend finding another one. If your pastor is more afraid of offending the seekers at his church than he is passionate,
hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button if you can.
About speaking the truth, I recommend finding a new pastor. Read the harsh words of Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 11 when he calls false teachers servants of Satan. Read the harsh words of Jesus in Matthew 23 when he calls the Pharisees sons of hell. These were strong men who risked offending people in the pursuit of speaking truth in love as they knew they had to. And don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that Christians should become mean-spirited and jaded and angry. I'm suggesting that we become biblical. Let's stand up for the truth of God's word and bring it to bear in our lives and in the lives of those around us. Don't bow for a second to the spirit of the age. Don't surrender for a moment to the LGBT mob. Stand up for the truth of God's word. I pray this has been a blessing to you. And please know this video is not meant as a sinful attack, but rather as a biblical critique. Pray for this.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all, fam. Yeah, it's not an attack. I keep saying that. Not an attack. I don't have no hate for no communities. Just give my opinion on some of the updates.
Channel. And for anyone mentioned in the video, please check out the teaching ministries and church networks linked in the description.
Okay, he's cooking. I'm gonna definitely check out more of his stuff, fam. I'm gonna check out more and stuff. But if all of this is true, we head into some scary times. We're already in some scary times right now, fam. You better get into the word. You better have a conversation with the Lord if you can. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button, watch more videos. If you want to support, you can sign up for memberships or you can sign up for my Patreon, man. Appreciate the heck out of you guys.